Libra, welcome to your 5-card movie star spread. As per usual, you can click right on the description box below, and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. And here we are. Okay, so let's talk about the word manipulation. All right. Well, two words come to mind here: strategy and manipulation. Now, we manipulate our environment every day, okay? So don't think that because the word manipulation is being thrown out there that it automatically has a negative connotation to it. The intent behind manipulation is what makes it positive or negative. As per example, if I am going for a promotion, I might take on extra projects at work in order to help me get a promotion. That is a positive manipulation of my environment, correct? It's a win-win situation, you know? So yeah, I don't think I need examples of malicious manipulation, but what I'm saying is you are at a point where you are strategizing, manipulating your environment. Okay, so the question is, are you stealing somebody's swords? Are you a thief here? Or is it your job to transport these swords and you're just trying to be as efficient as possible? So, in your antagonist, we have the Knight of Pentacles. That means a new direction for resources. I've done 6 readings so far, and this is the 3rd time that this particular card has popped up. So a lot of people are looking at streamlining and leveraging their resources, planning it out, really taking the time. Okay? When I talk about resources, I talk about health, I talk about wealth, and I talk about time management. There's a subset to time management of who you spend your time with. It's just as important as how you spend your time. So, protagonist, antagonist. You are strategizing a way to manipulate your environment so you can leverage your resources in a slow, steady, meticulous direction. Okay? You're not looking to make quick changes. You're looking to make a lot of little ones that make sense. Because your salvation depends on it. Literally, you are trying to wrap something up, okay, wrap up an old cycle so you can start something new. And you're looking for elevation in the process. You're looking to be a better version of yourself. That's what the world often represents. Somebody who's learned some lessons, taken the time to process the emotions, see what's going on, put the work into themselves, become a better version of them, and finally let go of teeny tiny little bad habits that were holding them back, which is interesting because I believe the last reading that I did for you, and you can always go into the playlist because I update the playlist along with the readings. So if you go to the zodiac sign on the playlist, it'll have the most recent read moving backwards. So if you want to look at last week's read, it sounded like you were learning a lesson about your role in your environment in regards to gossip and hearsay. Okay? So if that's where we're going with this, if you are now looking to move away from that kind of energy so you can leverage your resources in a better direction so you can be a better version of yourself, well then good. That's exactly what you're supposed to do when you see an aspect of yourself that you aren't happy with. So I hope that's where you're going with this. The other way to read it would be that you are manipulating resources in order to gain something. But I really want to give you the benefit of the doubt and hope you're manipulating yourself in a positive manner in order to become a better version of you. But you were planning something that didn't quite work out, or you cannot follow through with the plan that you had before you decided to make this change. Okay? There was a humbling experience here in which you were going to go in one particular direction, but you realize now that that direction is not the best for you. So again, You have to re-leverage your resources and change direction in order to be benevolent, so to speak. You're taking stock of what you have and you're holding on to what is left. Okay? You're really looking at your finances, your talent, your job, your time management, your relationships. You're evaluating your life and you're holding on to what you feel is the most important in the process of letting other things go. Because ultimately, moving on with lessons learned, and that's really what the Six of Swords is all about. It's not just about moving on or moving away from something. It's about not letting go of the lessons learned. This is when we forgive, but we do not forget. So in the process of moving on, you're letting go of some codependency vibes, some people that you used to rely on, who you thought had your best interest at heart, and it turned out that maybe your friendships with them were only circumstantial. Right? They were there and around you and cheering you on when everything was good. But then when things went sour, they just weren't there anymore, and you know, you were kind of left on your own. You weren't able to juggle. See, both of your twos are in the inverse here. Okay? So your planning stages, you weren't able to juggle your resources while you were still stuck in the energy of this codependent vibe. So what you're doing is you're leaving that codependent vibe. You're holding on to what you have. You're manipulating your environment to be the best version for you. If I didn't know any better, Libra, I'd say that you learned a difficult lesson about who are your real friends and who are your circumstantial friends. And now you're saying, well, you know what? All I can do is be the best version of myself moving forward. So how I present myself and who I am is now more important than who I spend my time with. It's a hard lesson to learn, but it's a good lesson to learn. And you should really focus on that. Be the better version of you. And the people who can't hang will just naturally fall to the wayside. Libra, I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next week.